price as a qualifier in the headline of our ad. So let's see what we could figure out. So I tried rolling office chairs from 350, and that is too long. As you see, our headline only has 25 characters, and we went over by 6 characters. So we need to modify this. We could take out chairs, and we could take out the word office, and we'll probably be okay. But I like the word office because that indicates that this is specifically toward, catering towards office use, which is what our company does cater to. So let's see what we could do to narrow this down. So rolling office chairs, we could maybe change office to desk to get a few less categories, less words, or less characters, and now we're only -4. Rolling desk chairs, 350. That's not bad. I'm not against this, even though we don't necessarily have to say from 350. People will get the idea that we're not only selling one price. That's something which is intuitive. The point of the 350 is we want to dissuade people who are looking for really cheap chairs from clicking on our ad. So I like this for now. Rolling desk chairs 350. It's very clear, it's succinct, and it's very to the point. Our first line of description, once again, we want to talk about features. We want to talk about features, benefits, and like we said, it's always good for benefits to come first. In most cases, benefits could come first, and that's why we had our initial ad was work and feel your best from $350, and we want to talk about the benefits of having rolling desk chairs. So part of why people want a rolling desk chair or a desk chair on wheels is for the ease and convenience of moving around. So we want to be able to put that or convey that somehow in our first line of description. So let's think about how we could do that. So I like this, and it turns out that it fits perfectly. Wheels that work as fast as you do. So it's a feature, or a benefit rather, that conveys that these are high quality wheels. It conveys that these wheels won't fail, and it also conveys that it's about work. It's about getting more work done. It's about working with more pleasure. So wheels that work as fast as you do. It's kind of developing and conveying some of our personality, some of our brand personality into the text of the ad. And I really like that. So that's a great description line number 1. And it's nice for relevancy because wheels is very similar to rolling, and Google will pick up on that. Google will pick up that wheels and rolling are from the same theme, and we will be able to increase our quality score. And you might not know what quality score is just yet, but we're going to have a very in-depth look at quality score in a couple videos. So I think we could leave our description line 2 the same, because this is talking about features. So free shipping and handling, 10-year warranty, and our call to action, shop now. I really like this description line 2 because once again, we were able to include 3 distinct elements. 2 of them were distinct features, which is free shipping and handling and our 10-year warranty. And the third element is a very clear call to action, shop now. And like you see, we have 1 exclamation point. Our display URL is, like we spoke about, what the user sees in the ad. So if you see over here in our ad preview section, the display URL shows up underneath our headline. And like we said, if you remember, all we need to do for the display URL is make sure our root domain, poppin.com, is the same, but we could create any extension that we want. So for the sake of relevancy to the user and both to Google, we want to add in our keyword here. So rolling desk chairs is perfect. It fits. It's going to score points with Google's algorithms to increase our relevancy score. It's also going to be more relevant to the user because it looks like they're coming right to the rolling desk chairs page. Even though that Poppin themselves does not have a separate page just for rolling desk chairs, if we jump over to Poppin's website, go back to furniture, desk chairs, and they actually do have a page for rolling desk chairs. I'm sorry. So we click on the sub page, and here we have the page we want to send them to, which is all their rolling desk chairs, and they do have further subcategories of rolling, but we want to send them to the page that has a wide variety and a selection of rolling desk chairs, because they did not specify in their query anything other than this is what they want. So we'll go over here and we'll copy that URL, bring it back to AdWords, and paste it into our final URL section. And here's the final URL that somebody will land on. So that's a really good thing to do. Also, sending people to the right page that answers their question in the most direct and succinct way will also score points in Google's algorithms, because when Google reads the URL of this page and they read the content, they'll see that it talks a lot about rolling desk chairs, and that's going to match up with the keywords in our ad group for rolling desk chairs. And we want to send people who are looking, if people specifically told us they're looking for rolling desk chairs, what better page to send them to than the page on the website that actually talks and actually sells our rolling desk chairs. So we're really good with our ad right now. URLs for mobile, you could leave that blank unless you're deciding to direct traffic to a specific mobile URL. Today, most websites are mobile responsive, and the mobile URLs will be the same as the final URL, so you could definitely just leave that blank. Also, add URL options, which is a tracking template and custom parameters. We'll talk about Google auto tagging and what the use of custom parameters are in a later chapter, but for now, and in most cases, you're going to just leave that blank. You don't need to touch that. And now we have the ability to go ahead and add our keywords. And easy for us, and because we did a good amount of work before, we could just go ahead over into Excel and grab our keywords. So let's go back to Excel. And now we want to filter out just our rolling keywords. Okay, so we'll just go, since we already selected the filter function in the previous chapter, all I need to do is click on this little filter icon in the ad group and deselect all, and just go down and select rolling, which is down here. Okay, so here we have rolling. I could clear out of the filter, and now I have just my rolling keywords. So the first thing I want to do is I could take my phrase and exact match version of my keywords. So I'll just copy down here. These are my phrase and exact match, and I'll do a copy function. Go back to AdWords and simply paste. Okay, and here I have all my keywords, my phrase match keywords. Now Google might be reading my single parentheses as single parentheses and not as quotation marks. So I have to go here and just change these single parentheses into quotations. And you could actually do this afterwards by a find and replace function, which I'll show you how to use. But since this is not a tremendous amount of keywords, it just takes a second, I can just do that by hand. So here I have my phrase and exact match keywords. Don't worry if there's spaces. Google's going to fix that up for us once we save them. Now we want to get our broad match modified versions of these keywords. So I'll go back to Excel again. And what we need to do is here create another filter, because we still have the broad without the plus signs where we had the phrase and exact match keywords. Remember, we had moved them over. So we could just create another simple filter. And this is a cool trick to know also in Excel. I want to filter everything that includes a plus sign. So I'll deselect all, and I'll choose over here in this drop-down menu, contains, and I'll put in my plus sign, and I'll click exit, and I will be able to just copy these over here, Command copy, back to AdWords, and Command V to paste. So here I have all my rolling modified keywords. I have the phrase match version of rolling office seating, rolling office chair, and desk seating and desk chair. And they each have a broad match modified version, an exact match, and a phrase match version. And my default bid, like we said, this is the default ad group bid, and we'll just make it $3. We'll be able to go ahead and change the keyword level bids later, and we'll be able to click set up billing later. Because we're going to set up billing later, we're just going to save this ad group for now. And click set up billing later, and we will have our beautiful new ad group called rolling. Okay, and don't worry about this warning which says low search volume. We'll talk about what that means and how it works a little bit later. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and repeat this process for the other ad groups. So let's go ahead and do another one by hand, just so you start getting the hang of it. Once again, remember we have to go back to our campaign, Brings us back to the Add Group tab, create a new ad group. And this time, we're going to create our next keyword. So let's just clear the filters. Over here, clear filter. Okay. And the next one we're going to do is modern. Okay. So we'll be able to do another filter for modern. Go back up to the top. Deselect all. Find modern. Okay. Take our phrase match keywords. Go back to AdWords. I'm going to write the ad in a minute, but you could also just add the keywords first. That's also fine. Paste my keywords in. Fix my quotation marks.